done the same thing with Mr. Beast, gave him an amazing diet program, spent days on it. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully he's able to lose the weight that he wants to lose. If somebody's watching this, message PewDiePie, says, Coach Greg wants to train you. Get you in better shape than last time. Coach Greg, and I'm pumped because today we're going over PewDiePie's workout that he's been doing for the last year. He's made some gains, people even accusing him of being not natty, of Photoshop. And so we're going to go over his workout. I mean, the guy's got 111 million followers, clearly multimillionaire. He probably has the best trainers in the world, the best gym ever, and that's why he's made all these gains. Well, let's watch the video and find out.
First off, let's go through my setup, my workout setup, which is the same goddamn setup that I've always had. And here's my gym setup.
And so he's literally using the same setup as always. I just can't understand a man with this much money having such a crappy setup. But hey, listen, it's working, and it just goes to show that you don't need a lot of money to get the gains. Oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford to go to a gym. Gym membership, I can't. PewDiePie can afford to do it, and he doesn't even bother, and he doesn't even have an amazing gym. He has a shitty little bench and one set of dumbbells. That's it, and check out the gains he's making. So what's your excuse? Oh, PewDiePie has so much money, he can afford chefs and all. He doesn't even bother. He's just a normal guy, just happens to make millions of dollars.
My workout is pretty much more or less the same as I used to. I've only changed up a couple of things here and there. I think I used to do 5 days a week, but I've actually moved down to 4 days a week.
And what do I think of that? I think 4 is plenty. 4 days a week, plenty to make gains. All you need to do is train your entire body twice a week for optimal muscle growth. So in training 4 days a week, what I would recommend is training half your body on day 1, the other half on day 2, and just repeating this twice a week. But what is PewDiePie gonna do?
I start off, like most people, with chest. I start off with the regular bench press. I'm struggling to get the...
And so he starts off his chest workout with the entire dumbbell stack, the heaviest weight possible. What do I think of that? No, you have to warm up. This could lead to injury. You need to ensure that you're well warmed up so that you don't get hurt. It's all fun and games until you get injured. And when you're injured, you can't train properly, and so you're going to limit your gains. Much better for him to lower the weight, do higher reps, and then progress upwards.
The thing with dumbbells is they're quite hard to get up. Like, to get to the position, this position. I do this pathetic push with my leg, like.
And so he's saying the hardest part of dumbbell chest presses is getting the weights up. That's right, of course it is. And he's saying, isn't it pathetic that I'm using my legs to get the weight up? No, that's actually exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to kick the weight up with your legs and not simply bicep curl it. Think, he might have 100 pounds in each arm. Do you really think you should be strong enough to curl 100 pounds in each arm to get the weight up? That could injure your bicep, especially if you haven't warmed up.
So it became clear to me that I need to put on more weight to lift more weight.
Okay, a lot to talk about here. Notice the first few reps, his range of motion is a little bit greater. The dumbbells, they're going down to the chest, but as he starts to fatigue around rep 4, 5, and 6, he's not lowering the dumbbells as low. This is an indication that he's training with too heavy a weight. And he's saying he's maxed out the weight, that he needs more weights. He needs lighter weights. He needs better form. He's ego lifting. Very common. He's chasing heavier and heavier weights, often because people are told you need to progressive overload to make gains. This is true, but there are different ways to progressive overload aside from going up in weight all the time. After all, just think, if you gained even 1 pound of strength every time you went to the gym, in a year, you'd be lifting Herculean weights. No one can improve at that rate. No one can go up in strength by even 1 pound every single workout. And so rather than thinking I need to go heavier, he should be thinking about using better form, greater mind-muscle connection. He could slowly lower the weights to his chest, pause at the bottom, and more quickly press up. He might only get 4 reps with this weight if he lifted the weight correctly. You can see how sloppy his form, his legs are moving around, his butt is lifting, his knees are bending, and so on. He's simply amped up, excited to push out as many reps as possible with no regard to using proper form.
I was so proud when I hit my new record, and then I Googled, like, how good is that? And it basically said, like, for your weight group, intermediate.
And you can see, so even for PewDiePie, he's chasing strength goals. He wants to be stronger than most people. My advice always is compare you to you. You don't need to compare yourself to other people. Does it really matter if he can out bench press other people around the world? Or does it not matter that he's getting better himself, that he's improving his aesthetics, that he's avoiding injuries? You can get stronger, improve your physique by comparing yourself to yourself. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
What matters is that he's improving, that he's getting better.
So it became clear to me that I need to put on more weight, to lift more weight. So that's why I've been trying to bulk up more. I've always been quite skinny, so.
And so he began to struggle. As always, newbie gains only last for so long, and then it gets harder and harder to get stronger. And he said to himself, I gotta gain some weight. I gotta bulk up. If I bulk up, I'll lift more weights. Yeah, this is true. When you put on muscle and fat or water, any weight, it becomes easier to lift heavier weights. Even if it's fat and water. When you're lowering the dumbbell, it won't have to lower as far. If you gain 20 pounds of fat, your leverages are better. You get stronger. But is that really what you want? Is it really worth it just to see the number go up? Oh, I'm way stronger. I do the bench press. I don't have to lower it as far. Oh, I'm way stronger than I was because now when I lower the dumbbell, I only lower it for the first 3 reps to my chest. After that, I go halfway down. I can lift way more than I used to. Can you? Can you really? What is the point? And so my advice, don't bulk up. Just have realistic goals. The problem is we all compare ourselves to other people. We see the greatest transformations on the internet, oftentimes done by people using PEDs, and we think, oh, my genetics suck. How come they improved 100 pounds on their bench in a year and I've only gone up 20? I'm doing something wrong. I need to eat more. I need to get fatter. I need to cheat the weight up. I need to do something different. You don't. You need to have realistic goals and realistic expectations.
Yeah, let's go. Perfect form.
And so he's laughing, perfect form. He knows he's not using good form. And he got approximately 9 reps. And listen, that is a very low rep range for somebody training at home with dumbbells. You don't need to have heavy weights lifting 8 reps or less. He did 9 reps, of which most were sloppy and not using full range of motion. Why not lower the weight and do 10 to 15 reps? I think he would have greater muscle growth, greater time under tension, have less risk of injury, and he would get a better pump.
But only until recently, I've really started pushing myself more than I've ever have, and that's actually been really, really fun.
And so he graphed his progress, and from a year ago, he noticed he started to make some gains. He was training hard in the gym, and he was gaining muscle, gaining strength. Then he slacked off. Didn't train as hard, didn't have the motivation to desire. His gains then slowed down, and he had a bit of a dip. But then later, he got excited again and tried training harder than last time. And so you see, motivation for anyone is not always at its highest. Even for Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead, after winning the title, he needed some time off. He needed a break, a rest. No one, even the best athletes in the world, can push themselves with 100% intensity 100% of the time. You can't do it. I can't do it. Chris Bumstead can't do it. Certainly PewDiePie can't do it. So what makes you think you can do it? So do expect there's going to be times throughout the year you're not going to have as much motivation as others. You can consider those times deloads. You can deload. You can take a break. You could take a week off the gym, or my advice, go easier or do something different. Rather than just doing nothing, do something. Go in the gym, give it 70%. Try something different. Try new exercises. Or don't even lift weights. Try going for a bike ride. Try a new form of cardio. Learn to like something different. Go skiing on the weekend at Mont Tremblant, like I did. Try other activities, other sports, and see what you like. I'm out playing flag football, doing various activities, having fun, exploring the world, moving my body, trying different things, having fun. You need to make it fun. Has to. If it's not fun, how long do you think you'll have the motivation to keep going? PewDiePie was motivated at the start of the year, was making gains, pushing himself, lost the motivation, but kept going through the motions, just like, yeah, I should do it, but wasn't making gains. How many of you feel the same way? How many of you are going through the motions? But what he did is he found that enthusiasm yet again. He started pushing himself harder, and the gains, they crept up again. Perhaps it's the G Fuel workout that he took, gave him some energy, gave him some motivation, some desire. But if it's not that for you, do something. For me, taking testosterone, perhaps that's why I made so many gains. Gained 4 pounds of muscle in 30 days. Was excited to try it, training harder than ever, going to the gym, experiencing new growth. I was at my genetic limit. I'm 46 years old. When you're old like me, training your whole life, mostly you expect to lose muscle. I'm going to the gym, lifting weights, also racing bikes. Added in testosterone, could see my strength go up. Was motivated again. Yes, can't wait. Can't wait to go to the gym. I'm taking Turk. Love it. Turk Builder is going to help me get some gains. Trained for a month, 4 pounds of muscle. Then I broke my arm. Crashed on a bike. Do you know how hard it is to motivate yourself to train when you can't do anything with one arm? But I still went. You know how hard it is to ride a bike with one arm? It's pretty hard, but I did the stationary bike. Kept going, kept pushing, eventually got my surgery, healed my arm, and I'm still at it. I'm back taking testosterone, setting PRs yet again. Do you know how fun it is when you go to the gym and get stronger? When you ride the bike and you go faster? So if you want to find the motivation to keep working out, make it fun. Maybe it's a new outfit, a new gym, a new training partner. Whatever it is, just do it.
I try to push myself to the point where it's like, okay, here I am, one more rep. If I can do one more rep, there will be world peace.
As he's pushing in the gym, he's thinking, if I do one more rep, there will be world peace. I do the same type of thing. I'm thinking, for $1,000 a rep, will I do one more rep? Of course, I can do one more rep for $1,000, and so I do the extra rep. Also, I tell myself this, the last rep that you do counts more for muscle growth than the entire set you've just done. So PewDiePie, when he did 8 reps with that chest press, if he thinks to himself, if I can do one more rep, that 9th rep does more for building muscle than the entire first set of 8 reps combined. Is that enough to motivate you? So the next time you're in the gym thinking, I don't want to push myself anymore, think, that last rep will cause world peace, give you $1,000, and it's going to do more for muscle growth than the entire set combined. Will you now train harder? Is that enough? Perhaps those are not the motivational quotes that you need. Perhaps it's, if I do one more rep, I get to have sexy time tonight. Maybe that's what you need. Whatever you need to tell yourself, to convince yourself in that moment to push harder than last time, do it. And so after regular benches, he does incline, and some of the sets he goes all the way down, some he does partial reps. Do whatever you need to do. You can mix it up, hit different angles, and that is going to work the chest.
After that, I do shoulders.
After chest, he then moves on to shoulder press, and I do believe this is a good idea. You try to lift the heaviest weights first and then go down from there. It would be harder to start off with shoulder presses and then move on to chest after. My advice is pick the hardest exercises, do them first or earliest in your workout, and save the easier stuff for later. Consider deadlifts and squats. Those are hard exercises. So if you're going to do deadlifts and squats, do them at the start of your workout, not at the end. Think, if you just did a bunch of leg extensions, leg curls, adductors, abductors, lunges, are you really going to push yourself on that last set of squats? Probably not. Much better to start with the hardest exercise and finish with the easiest.
I'm really struggling. It's kind of funny. I never seen myself work out before. Oh yeah, and then after that I do a superset.
And so he's watching himself work out and he says, wow, I really do push myself. So you can see, he trains hard. He's getting results because he's training hard. Finishes off with a superset, but he does take a little bit of a break between exercises. He says he's training 50 to 60 minutes for this workout. He's only training chest and shoulders and a bit of triceps. To me, this is a long workout for not doing a lot of sets. Perhaps he could do more supersets. Perhaps he could do all these exercises in a circuit. He could start off with the chest, then do the shoulders, then do the triceps, and then perhaps do his laterals. He could do them in rotation, perhaps rest 1, maybe 1.5 minutes between sets, and his entire 60-minute workout maybe only takes 40 minutes and get plenty of rest between sets. And so if you're short on time, I do believe circuit training to be a much better way to work out. If you've got all the time in the world, you're going to a gym, commercial gym, a lot of people want to use your equipment, perhaps it's better to just do straight sets. Do all your chest first, then do all your shoulders, then do your triceps. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're pressed for time and you want to not rest so long between sets, go from one exercise to the next with shorter rest times.
It takes me about an hour more or less to complete. I would say probably 50 minutes. And then I do around 8-minute abs afterwards.
And after this, he finishes off with 8 minutes of abs. I really don't think he needs to do that. As you probably know, I'm not a fan of training your abs. I do believe your abs are going to be visible from having lower body fat levels. You can do as many sets of abs as you want. You're not getting a six-pack. To get a six-pack, you need to have lower body fat levels and have lower fat in the abdominal area. Doing crunches, it's not going to cause spot reduction of body fat. That is impossible. It doesn't work like that. So if you think, I'm just going to set the timer, I'm going to do 8, 10, 15, 20 minutes of abs, it's not going to give you a visible six-pack. Abs more so are made in the kitchen combined with the calorie output, a calorie deficit, and having lower body fat levels than last time.
Moving on to the next day, number 2. Tuesday is leg day, baby.
And day number 2, leg day, starts with squats, but in this case, it looks more like deadlifts with dumbbells. And yes, it does in fact work the legs, but this is not squats. If you're doing a deadlift, it's not doing a squat, although it has the similar muscles.
4 sets of squat, and then do 4 sets of deadlift.
And so perhaps he's just not showing the 4 sets of squats that he's doing, but he only has dumbbells. So I'm highly doubting he's doing 4 sets of squats. Perhaps he's holding a dumbbell in front and doing squats like this. Maybe he's holding the dumbbells in the air, doing squats like that. But I highly doubt he's doing the squats. And one thing I notice, he's doing this barefoot. It only takes one time to crush your foot, to drop a dumbbell on your toes, and you're off to the hospital. Breaking your toes or foot, just not worth it. At least with a shoe, there is a little bit of protection. It's not a lot, but way better than working out bare feet.
Oh mama, do I get tired from it. I know it's a bit cringe, but I did film myself.
And so he's saying legs is his worst workout. He doesn't like it. As soon as he's done, he's spent. I believe he's overtraining the legs. He doesn't enjoy it, and he's only training his legs once a week as opposed to twice a week. He says he doesn't need bigger legs. My advice, train your legs with less intensity, do less volume, and you can train it twice a week. Why push yourself to the point of you hate it when you could go easier and enjoy it and recover and not feel this way? Does it really make sense to do so? It would be equivalent to saying, I'm going to go for a run once a week for 10 miles. You do the run and you're dead. 3 days you can hardly walk. Or you go for short runs of which you can recover and you do it for 20 minutes and you do it 3 times a week. Which makes more sense?
No one likes leg day. If you like leg day, you're lying, okay?
I do believe a lot of people love leg day, that it's their favorite day, especially if that's a strong body part or it's an important body part for you. In general, the body parts we like training the most are the ones that look the best. Just think of it. If you have amazing quads, you probably like training your quads. If your chest looks fantastic, you're gonna have fun when you train your chest.
After deadlift, I do the split squat thing, lunges, that's it. 3 sets of that, and then I do the calf raises where you go on your toes.
And so from the sounds of it, he does 4 sets of squats, 4 sets of deadlifts, 3 sets of split squats, and 3 sets of calf raises. So he's doing a set approximately every 3 minutes. I see nothing wrong with this, but perhaps he could do those deadlifts, those 4 sets of deadlifts on his back day. If he did that, his legs would be a lot more fresh. He would have more energy. I've reached out to PewDiePie a few times. Hopefully whoever's reading will respond. Done the same thing with Mr. Beast. Gave him an amazing diet program. Spent days on it. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully he's able to lose the weight that he wants to lose. If somebody's watching this, message PewDiePie, says, Coach Greg wants to train you. Get you in better shape than last time.
First 2 days are quite intense. That's why I rest on the 3rd day.
And so on day 3, he's resting after those 2 hard days. And he says, by this day, I should be really feeling everything. No, you don't actually have to feel that sore. When I'm sore 2 days later, that's DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. If you're feeling that sore 2 days later, you probably did too much. My advice would go easier. I know I say train harder than last time, but if you're training so hard that you're sore 2 days later, you probably train too hard. Especially if you're just a normal person, regular guy, girl, circle. He's not a professional bodybuilder. He doesn't need to maximize everything. He wants to have a normal life and not be overly sore.
If your workout's to the point where your whole body is literally in pain, that's a great reminder that you put in the effort.
If your body's in pain the next day, it's also a great reminder that you probably overdid it. So it's not a matter of train until you're in pain. It's more of a matter of train until you stimulate muscle protein synthesis to occur.
Then on day 4, I start off a little bit slower again, where I do pulls.
And so his day 3 workout on shoulders just happens to be a bunch of bent rows, first 1 arm and then 2. Then he does tricep extensions. So on his back day, he's working triceps and then goes back to doing more rows and biceps. So he's doing back, biceps, and triceps, calls it his easiest workout. It would seem to make sense that he does some of those deadlifts on his back day, which he says is his hardest workout, to even out the pain. You shouldn't have one workout that's way easier than another. It should be well balanced and spread out so that all workouts are about equal. And when should he train triceps? My advice would be to add triceps on his chest and shoulder day. He's already working the triceps, doing the presses. He's working the triceps as well, doing shoulder presses. And so why not finish off with some tricep extensions after you've already fatigued the triceps doing the other exercise? It makes sense. After all, he's training his biceps at the end of his back workout after his biceps are already pre-fatigued. So why not incorporate the same philosophy on your chest and shoulder day?
So what I like to do is sometimes I do kendo, which I found to be a really fun kind of cardio, to be honest.
And so on Friday, day 4, it's not actually a weightlifting workout, it's a sword workout or fishing workout. It's something fun that he likes to do. I have no idea what this is. I've never heard of it. He called it whatever it is. It's basically going like this with a sword. So to me, that sounds like it's fishing, like throwing the fly fishing, combined with working a sword. Sure, it works the arms, probably gets his heart rate up a little bit, but do whatever you like, whatever you enjoy. So for me, this is a day off where he's doing cardio.
On my last day, day 6, I really like to finish strong, and I do a workout that's a sort of a combination of the entire week, except leg, of course, because leg is cringe.
And so on Saturday, the 6th day, or the 4th lifting weights day, he does his entire body, trains everything except the legs, and it's by far his favorite workout. My advice, and I've coached people exactly like this in the past several times. Me and my team done coaching plans specifically for that. And so what we do is we design 2 separate workouts of which you're training your entire body. In the first workout, you can train your entire body, including the legs. The second workout, the entire body without the legs. These we design for people who do a lot of cardio. Kind of like Coach Greg, you're into running, biking, doing triathlons. A lot of people coach us doing both endurance and weightlifting sports. Their goal is to have great cardio and to build muscle. And so the beauty of that is on the days off, when you're not lifting weights, you can do your cardio. He can do the fly fishing sword workout, or go for a walk, go for a run, go for a bike ride, go skiing, flag football. And on the days where he's not doing the cardio, you can focus on building muscle. And you can decide how often you want to train legs, how often you don't want to train legs. And so rather than training your entire body twice a week, you're doing 3. But because of that, you're doing fewer sets on any given day. And so because he likes his Saturday workout so much, I do believe it would be the most beneficial workout for him. Remember, these are custom-made programs designed by me and my team. We also now offer custom-made programs done by my team only without me. They're done so at a much cheaper price because I don't have to do them. I've been training them for over a year, done over 1,000 programs. Don't think they're highly qualified by now, that they can't make amazing programs. I handpicked these people, coached them myself, made the plans with them. I've shown them how I train, showed them how to design plans. Now they're really good. They're able to do these plans on my own. And so I offer both types of programs now. Plans done by me and my team with me. They cost more, obviously, because I have to put in a lot of my time. Or you can get plans done by just them. They're done at a cheaper price. If you're interested in this, please click the link in the description and consider getting coached by just my team or me and my team. And as of right now, we're still just offering the diet plans done only by my team. The training plans are still with me and my team, still working on it, making sure they know exactly what to do. Not going to have people design plans for you that I don't think they're 100% capable of doing them on their own.
You definitely feel it the day after, which is really nice. So that's why I rest on the day after.
Hopefully you've learned something from PewDiePie and myself. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IB Pro. Please check out one of the bloops. Also, of course, the harder than last time supplements. You can get the testosterone, all kinds of good stuff. You can get that by clicking the link in the description. The coaching plans by me and my team, and just my team. Get that? Click the link in the description. Subscribe. Click the bell button. Comment for the algorithm. And don't forget about my freaking cookbooks, the Circle Diet books and training books. And until next time, I am out.